Welcome back to the DFS Sweatshop. I am your host, the DFS Jerusalem, and you can follow me, of course, on Twitter at DFS Jerusalem. Today, we're going to be breaking down a little bit of what happened on yesterday's 8-game all-day, the 5-game main, most specifically. Also, we are going to be talking about today's monster 15-game slate. What's happening to everybody in the sweatshop, in the VIP, man? Kurt, Nick, Tone Loke, Galen Van Zant, working at third shift. What's up, big homie? Good to see y'all, man. ACP, I know you'll be lurking somewhere around here. Edwin Neves, get in here. Our resident White Sox enthusiast. Yo, shit is real, man. And I played light today. Did not invest a lot at all. Just did not love the slate. But we had a lot of success in the shop. Whenever that happens, that's awesome. I just want to give a quick shout out to everybody. I believe this is the homie Christopher Marie had a really solid one out. Prodigy 23 on FanDuel with a 218. Love that score. Finished 181st place. That was nice. That's what you want. First place in the 3 max on Thursday, bro. Took it down. The logo. First place. That's why we do this shit, bro. It's not about me. It's not about me. Honestly, these cats are better than I am. So if you're watching on YouTube and you want to get in with some of the best DFS minds in the game, this is where you come, right? Oh, man. Another one of the homies, DMV to NC919, got it in, cashed in a few different spots. Really nice. D. Will, the homie Demetrius Williams, good one. He played in 4 of 5 of these. Some people don't think he a shark. Got it in with a big 233 over on FanDuel. That was nice. Antonio Coley, big shit popper for him. Really nice one. Yo, it was dope. It was dope. It was dope. Look, the homie first place on FanDuel took the 750 down. That's nice. Beautiful, bro. Beautiful. This is what I love to see, man. This is what I love to see. This is what I love to see, bro. They're looking up at the shop, and that's all good. And today's fan tweet. Every day I'm gonna highlight a fan tweet. You know, somebody who either cracks me up or I enjoy chopping it up with them for a brief second. Today's fan tweet is going out to the homie. Where he at? Because we had a nice little quick talk, and it was cool. Where the homie at? Where the homie at? Oh, yeah, here we go. So I tweet this out. I'm like, yo, Corey Dickerson is in the worst slump. The homie Justin Lynch at Justin Lynch 22. Follow this cat, man. Really cool guy, funny dude. If you're on Twitter, give him a follow. He finally got one. Too bad I ain't gonna roster his ass anymore. That's funny. Yeah, because we always talk about Corey Dickerson he was like nutty for the first part of the season. Before the All-Star break, Corey Dickerson was like the guy in Tampa. He was getting it all the way in. And I like him as he's always good. You know, he sees a lot of right-handed matchups. He sees a lot of right-handed matchups, and he kills them. He's a righty masher, bro. And he just has not been that since we came back from the All-Star break. And I've been playing him. And today, he's further back in the order. My mind was telling me, yo, whenever a guy that good gets dumped back to like 6th, 7th in the order, you should play him because he's going to want to hit his way back up into the top of the order. The same thing we saw with McCutchen. A lot of y'all called that when McCutchen was batting down in the 6-7 hole. And y'all was like, nah, man, he going to want to get up out of there, and he going to swing his way to the top of the order. And that's what he did. So I saw the same thing coming with Corey Dickerson, man. And I played him, and he wasn't doing shit for the first couple of bats. Then out of nowhere, hit the jack. So that was nice. So and we were used to playing 5K, close to 5K before the All-Star break too. So that was good. Very solid shit there, man. So I had a decent one, and as I stated, we are gonna jump into a little bit of what happened last night. Yeah, what about the Stroman shit? How about that, bro? The Stroman toss. That was bad. That was bad. They threw out Stroman. They threw out the pitcher. They threw out the pitcher, the catcher, everybody. I was trying to find some video on it, but yo, that sucked. That was bad. That was bad. So, but I'm sure you all watched the game. And how about the homie, the homie winning the game, Brett Gardner, hit the go-ahead jack to go ahead and win the game, the walk-off joint. That was great. Love to see that. Love to see the Yanks win. So, pretty good night. I'm ready to get back and jump in everything, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. It was good. It was a good one. It was a good one. So let's go ahead, man. We can jump right into it. As you can see, we do have a 15-game slate starting at 7:05. We do have a 4-game mini in the turbo at 8:05. Then we got another 4 games at night at 10:05. If you are intimidated by the larger slates, most definitely, I would say jump into one of those turbos or the night or the turbo. You can do some work in there. Me, I'm going all the way in the 15-game slate. I love those. The larger slates are where I live. It's all good for me there. And we're going to open this up just so that we can look at it as a pitcher point of reference as we go from DraftKings and look onto RotoQL, because you know I use RotoQL in terms of the way it's set up so we can go over the games. So at the top, man, you can see pitching. We got Alex Wood here. And because in the first class, what we're doing, we're going to be going over pitching. Now, we are going to discuss some possible batter stacks as well. I'm going to throw out some stats to you, maybe some things that can help you out in your roster builds. This is where we want you to get started at. We don't know who is going to be in the actual batting orders yet. We don't know that yet, so we can't get so deep into that. But we do know who's going to be pitching, and we can talk about those cats in depth and look at what's been done against the situation that those guys are going to be in. Say, for instance, you got Alex Wood playing in Dodger Stadium against the San Francisco Giants. Well, we're going to look at what the Giants do on the road against right-handed pitching. If Alex Wood's the left-hander, right? Yeah, what is the left-hander? Yeah. So we're going to look at what San Fran does on the road against left-handed pitching and see if Alex Wood can be a decent play. So at the top, we got Wood here, Keiko, who is back off of the DL. We got David Price, who is finally priced under 12K. That was crazy how high he was priced the other day. Jose Quintana, 9.8, starting for Chicago. That's going to be an interesting play. I think he could be an early pivot candidate. Danny Salazar, 9.5. Now, he was just 7.2. Now he's shot up to 9.5. You got Robbie Ray, 9.4. You got Michael Waka here, 8.6. Had a really good showing out last time. Tehran, Masahiro Tanaka, Tanner Rourke, Vargas, Bridwell. This is going to be a good pitching slate. I like this one. Now, see, this is one where this is where we do well at. When there's no cores, when there's no cores, when there's no when there's no 13K pitcher, no 14K pitcher, this is where we get it in at. I like this right here. I'm all good with this one. This is what I like. This is what I like. I can rock with this, most certainly. Let's get it in. All right. So, oh yeah, and plus, by the way, I gotta tell you, watch this documentary, okay? The documentary is called "What the Health," and bro, if you like to eat what you eat, do not watch What the Health. Okay, the shit had me wanting to just eat grass off of the ground. This shit was so crazy and talked about what we eat and blah blah blah. It was nuts. It was nutty, bro. It was crazy. But it was a really good documentary. I kind of wish I didn't watch it. Ignorance is bliss. But man, we eat some crazy jacked up shit. But let's go ahead. We're going to jump into, man, the first game on the slate, again, is going to be the Tampa Bay Rays and my New York Yankees. This game, we've got money line plus 162 for the Rays with a minus 180 for the New York Mets. So what that means is we're going to see the Yankees be heavily favored in this spot. You got Masahiro Tanaka at 7.8. We've also got Jake Odorizzi at 8.7. Now, the one thing that I can say about this matchup is Tanaka is not that bad at home. We take a look at his home road splits, and that's going to give us a better idea of what we can do with him. His last game at home, actually 4.95, but his best game, 29.5, 33 at home here against Boston, 1 at home. His best game against Oakland, 37.5. So he's had his best games of the season at home. And even though the Yankees have that short porch, man, let's take a look at what Tampa Bay does on the road against right-handed pitching. Let's take a look. Now this is in terms of K rate. The Tampa Bay Rays strike out 21.6% of the time. That's pretty decent for Tanaka. 175 ISO with a 296 WOBA. that means that Tanaka is going to be in play for me in a situation. I do like him there. Looking on the other side, Jake Odorizzi, I don't want to play him against my Yankees. Not at all. Let's look at the Yankees and what they've been doing at home against right-handed pitching. You're going to see them not a crazy high ISO. 23.5% K rate, 147 ISO with a 315 WOBA, and I think that was because they were on the they were on the decline, and I think now the Yankees are going to be ascending, so to speak. So I wouldn't totally disregard how bad they've been at home against righties during the month of July, but I think that they're going to be turning that around. So I would like some of the Yankees bats here. I think getting that win last night was a big confidence boost. Also, you saw the bullpen finally come in and really pitch a few solid innings when CC Sabathia couldn't go the distance. So I like my Yankees here. I'm going to have some of the bats. I think Tanaka is also playable at 7.8. I like that. The price on him is really good. Jake Odorizzi, 8.7. Don't really love him. What I'm saying for Tanaka, or for any pitcher for that matter, the first thing I look at when I see the price is I think, can I get 7 Ks? Can I get a K per 1,000? And I think against the Tampa Bay Rays, a team that does K a lot on the road versus right-handed pitching, they do K a lot on the road versus right-handed pitching. 21.6% of the time. I think I can definitely make use of Tanaka, so I'm going to highlight him in this spot. Let's take a look at the park factors going to Yankee Stadium, 4th in the league with a 117 park factor. That means this is a very favorable spot for hitting here. You look at around the league, 100 runs produced around the league. You're going to get 106 runs produced here in Yankee Stadium. For every 100 home runs hit around the league, you're going to get 128 hit around the league here, which gives us a ballpark ranking of plus 117. So I am good. I really like. Let's take a look. What the homie say? I'll stay eating with food, start eating healthy, and then get hit by a bus. We all die one day or another when it's your time, and that's crazy. I hate shit like that, bro. I hate that shit. Oh, I only watched it because my sister wanted me to watch it, but I hate watching stuff like that because I like to eat what I like to eat. You know what I mean? It's rough. All right, so like I said, give me some Tanaka. On the outset, I do like a couple of the Yankee bats, but it's definitely a contrarian play. As you can tell, the contrarian play is going to be to play some Tampa Bay Rays here because you've got that big total, 5.5 for the Yankees and 4.5 is kind of low for the Tampa Bay Rays at a 9.5 run total. Next game you got is the Atlanta Braves and the Philadelphia Phillies. I hate this. I hate this because I love this spot for both teams. We look at it, 52% chance of moderate rain in Citizens Bank Park. Yo, Edwin Neves, what's up, big homie? Yo, I hate this because I like some of the Philadelphia bats at home against Julio Teheran. And people are going to tell you the Phillies have not been good. That's a lie, bro. At home against right-handed pitching, the Phillies are nice, bro. Check out the ISO here. Second in the league in this situation, 237 ISO at home versus right-handed pitching, and a lot of that is due to cats like Nick Williams, Abdul Herrera, Michael Franco has been hitting the ball, Freddie Galvis has been tearing it off. But the only thing that they got going against them, you look at the 25.9% K rate here, as well as a 350 WOBA, which is nice. So Philly has been very, very good, very, very good at home versus right-handed pitching during the month of July. So that's something that I do want you to look out for. The only problem, man, is we got that 52% chance of moderate rain here, 69 dew point. There's a very possible chance it game delays and or rains out. So if you're going to be playing anybody in this game, you're probably going to get him at a very low ownership anyway. Jeremy Hellickson, bum, 6.1. He is bad. Julio Teheran can have decent games. I would not peg him to have one against Philadelphia, but if he's going to have one at some point, it would probably be against a team like Philadelphia. But Philly at home, yo, Rhino DFS, homie Rudy, we agree. We definitely agree. I love Philly at the crib. Take a look on the other side. Jeremy Hellickson is a guy that can definitely get lit up. 6.1 is the price on him. 5, 20, 12, 8.8, 23.7, -5 here against Boston. This guy can get hit. I would definitely... And yeah, Jay Guns brought it up exactly. Look at Nick Williams, bro, 3.2 in a solid lefty-righty matchup. Look at it. A solid lefty-righty matchup. You're going to get Nick Williams at 3.2. This dude, the ownership never is high enough on him for him to, like, really take off. in price. So on the other side, Freddie Freeman, of course, is in play, 4.6. You gotta love Freddie Freeman anytime you get him less than 5K. Also, you know that he's first base / third base eligible. That's gonna be a guy that I'm gonna be interested in. We know that. Hey, yo, shout out, everybody! Shout out to the homie. Moment of silence for the homie Dansby Swanson. I shouted out Dansby on Twitter, man. Yo, big homie. Yo, I understand what you're going through, man. I got sent down in MLB The Show. I wasn't performing to the capabilities of the coaching staff, and they sent me down. But what I did was I went to the pro shop on the game, bought me some packs, right? I bought me some packs, and I bought me some points, some points to increase my overall, and I went from a 53, okay, to a 99, and now I'm hitting them out the park, okay? So just get your shit together, level up, get your shit together, okay? Dansby, trust the process, right? So, I do like some of the bats in the spot. Do like some of the lefties from Atlanta. I'm gonna love Philadelphia if this game does play. Next game we got and I want y'all to remember this, okay? Okay, because the last like 8 or 9 times a game was red and it was a panic before lock, I changed some shit. Okay, I did change some shit, and the games never were postponed. I've never done it. I've never changed my lineup and it helped me. Every time I've done it, it's fucked me up. Okay? So remember, it takes a lot for an MLB game to be postponed, bro. Like they will wait around, especially when it comes to like Atlanta, Philadelphia, shit like that. They will wait around a long time for the games to be played. Okay? So let everybody jump ship and fuck up all their lineups, especially if you only like the bats. If pitching is what you like in the game, you know what I mean? If pitching is what you like in the game, then I would say, hey, grab another pitcher. But if you really love the bats, bro, if you love all the bats, just stick with it. At least in 1 or 2 lineups, stick with it. Stick with it, because if it plays and everybody jumps off of them and they do what you think they're gonna do, you're gonna be fine. Okay? Right. Next game we got is the Colorado Rockies and the Washington Nationals. Yo, somebody tell me they saw 15 runs coming from the Washington Nationals. 8 home runs, I think. Yo, that was that game was nutty. They hit like 4 or 5 jacks back to back to back to back to back. It was crazy. It was crazy. All right, first team we're talking about the Colorado Rockies here. 4.7 run total. 135 plus is the money line. We got a negative 150 on the other side for the Washington Nationals. 5.1 is their run total. There's a 78% chance of heavy rain, and if I had to guess which one of these games would not play, I do not think this Nats game is gonna play, bro. I do not. Yo, you think 78% chance of heavy rain in DC? They'll shut that bitch down. This game probably will not play. If I had to guess between this one and the Philadelphia game, like right now, I would say the Nats game probably is not going to play. So we got some people in D.C. I know some of you all are in the D.C., the DMV, the Maryland area. Y'all can keep us abreast of what's going on, because sometimes we don't get the real, actual, factual from Twitter and other sources. We got to go to y'all, people who actually live 20% of rain, and Washington will postpone that shit quick. So we got some cats in DC, man, Maryland. So let us know exactly what's the real that's going on, okay? Now, just to still give you some analysis, no way I'd play German Marquez, 6.7, but something that kind of got debunked today. Well, not really, because let's look at home, okay? The Washington Nationals at home against right-handed pitching have been kind of bad this month. I think they should have moved up some today, but they were dead last. And now they are 109 ISO, 290 WOBA, and a 20.4% K rate. So they still are not very good. They are not very good at home against right-handed pitching. Do we think that German Marquez is somebody who can exploit that? No, I don't think so. Did we think that the kid that they played yesterday was somebody who could exploit that? No, and I hope a lot of you all didn't play him. But Jimmy Nelson was, and unfortunately Zach Davies was the day before that. So I think some of the Nats are going to be safe if the game does play. Tanner Work at 7.5. We know how bad the Colorado Rockies are on the road against right-handers, bro. This is a bad team on the road against right-handed pitching. Let's take a look at the K rates. Excuse me, the team ISO for them. I guarantee it's gonna be one of the lowest. It's gonna be one of the lowest. Yes, Colorado on the road against right-handed pitching, 28.3% K rate, bad. 118 ISO. That means they don't hit for extra bases with a 259 WOBA. That's not good at all. That's not good at all. That's not good at all. Now, do we think that Tanner Roark is somebody who can exploit that? Yes, especially at home. So if this game does play, Tanner Roark is another pitcher who's going to be on my radar. The problem with playing a pitcher in a game with this type of conditions, I know me and Ronald DFS chopped this up a few times. Pitching is a lot harder. In a rain situation, the advantage goes to the batters. The disadvantage goes to the pitchers. But Roark being 7.5, maybe it doesn't rain at all, and we get a good game, I can play Roark, okay? And some of the Washington Nationals bats. Next game we got is the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim and the Toronto Blue Jays. Of course, the Rogers Center is the location, man. Balls can get up out of there. This is a very friendly spot to hitters, okay? We're talking about Rogers Center. Parker Bridwell, 7K. J.A. Happ, 6.8. I played J.A. Happ last time out and was fairly disappointed, man. -1, 7.5, 23 against my Yankees, 8.25 against Baltimore. I don't love him in this spot. We take a look at Parker Bridwell at 7K. Would you think that the Toronto Blue Jays are kind of, it's tough and a struggle right now? I know that Steve Pearce had to walk off Jack and they won the game, but the team just seems kind of out of sorts. And I've got to wait till the lineup comes out, because if I get a lineup for the Blue Jays that doesn't have Morales and Smoke in it, I might be able to attack that with some Parker Bridwell. Let's look at what the Blue Jays have done at the Rogers Center this month against right-handed pitching to give us a good look. We got 178 ISO, 19.8% K rate with a 332 WOBA. That is respectable. That's not bad at all. Looking on the road against right-handers, that's on the road against right-handers. The Angels, 19.1% K rate, 171 ISO, 286 WOBA. So that means that we can take a look at J.A. Happ in this spot. Jimmy D says Happ is going to be the gas can tomorrow, and I can dig it. I can dig it. Let's go to Toronto and check them out. Toronto, 19.8% K rate, 178 ISO, 332 WOBA. On the road versus righties, you got 17.6% K rate, 183 ISO, 323 WOBA for the Angels. So that means the Angels are going to be in play. You know what I mean? The Angels are going to be in play, especially the lefty-righty matchups too. Yeah, let's check them out. I'm going to go check out the Angels on the road versus left-handed pitching and see how they've been doing. 24.3% K rate, 111 ISO with a 271 WOBA. That's not good. I like Angels on the road trips. Almost any field is an upgrade for them. I can dig that. Your Hat might be sneaky, bro. Hat might be sneaky. The Angels are really bad on the road against lefties. Of course, you're going to get Mike Trout doing his thing, but we can look at it. We can look at it closer tomorrow. This game we got is going to be the Kansas City Royals and the Boston Red Sox. Jason Vargas, 7.1. David Price, 10.2. This is tough, man, because I don't want to play David Price against the Royals, even though I like him at that 10.2 price point. I don't want to play Jason Vargas against the Red Sox, even though I like him at that 7.1 price point. I don't really want to attack either of them with the bats from this game. This could be tough. This could be a tough one. I'd have to take a look and see, what the betting looks like see where it looks and see how. Okay, so because we got the Boston Red Sox here, -175 on the money line. You've got the Kansas City Royals getting +157. So that means that they're looking at the Red Sox as a favorite here. But I don't really see that, though. I don't see where the Red Sox should be favored. I really don't. 68% humidity, 3% chance of light rain, 5-mile-per-hour wind. I mean, the Kansas City Royals are one of the hottest teams in baseball as we speak. I mean, they've been killing it. And Jason Vargas ain't no slouch. 7.1 for Vargas, 6.45, -4.6. 1.85, 22 in his last 4 starts. Not great for him. Not good at all. David Price at 10.2. Kind of got hit up last time. 4.65 against the Angels. Crushed my Yankees with 33.8. Also 15.3 against Tampa Bay. And I can dig Kaheem over here. Yeah, I can dig with Kaheem. I can pretty much, because the one good thing you're gonna get from this is you're gonna get some guys at lower price points because of the pitchers that they're facing. So if you wanted to use some of these cats as one-offs, I mean, you look at Bonifacio 3.6. You look at Lorenzo Cain, Salvador Perez is cheap. Mike Moustakas, all these guys are cheap. The Kansas City guys, and then you look over to Boston. These you get a discount on some of these guys as well. You got Xander at 3.7. You've got Andrew Benintendi 3.6. Jackie Bradley 3.6. So you're gonna get some cheap guys here. You're gonna get some cheap guys on both sides. So that's what I think I would do. I wouldn't look at stacking on either side. I would grab a couple of one-offs where I really saw fit in terms of my roster builds. Once I had everything I wanted, that's where I would go with that. Next game we got the Houston Astros, baby. Baby, we got the Astros. Negative 172 on the money line. Heavy favorite against the Tigers, 155. Yo, let's go look at what the Tigers do at home against left-handed pitching. Let's take a look. Whew. At home against left-handed pitching. The Detroit Tigers, 13.7% K rate, 186 ISO, 382 WOBA. So they don't hit for a ton of extra bases, though they haven't this month. But what they have done is get on base a lot. That 382 WOBA is really nice, and they haven't been striking out a ton. Now, this is a really great pitcher we're talking about. Dallas Keuchel here at 11.6. But this is also a guy that's coming off of the DL. 28, 27, 16 in his last 3 starts, dating back over a month ago. And I agree with Jay Guns. Jay Guns says, Keuchel might be too expensive to play his first start back. And I kind of echo those sentiments. Definitely. Would I want to attack him? I think I can. I think people are going to be so happy to play Keuchel, and this is a contrarian play like you've never seen before. Looking at some of the Detroit Tigers bats who bat really well at home against left-handed pitching, I think I can take a shot at some of the Detroit guys here as a contrarian play. You got 17-mile-per-hour wind getting the fuck up out of Comerica Park. I like that. That turns this neutral park into a hitter's paradise, in my opinion. It does. It does. Didn't Duffy squash the Tigers? Yes. Yes. But they also hit him up. They hit him up before that. So it's been a seesaw battle back and forth with Detroit and Kansas City actually throughout for the entirety of the season actually. So Keuchel here 11.6. Just don't think I can get to him. Jordan Zimmerman actually had a decent start out last time. Or excuse me, the time before last against Kansas City, 26.2. -7 against Minnesota, -4 against Cleveland. Of course, this is the Astros, man. There's no reason to play a pitcher in my estimation. Now, this is Aaron Nola. there's no. Check out posting about these guys that are cheating, buying lineups from free to 5 games. Heads up. Oh yeah, we gonna talk about that too. All right, so Zimmerman, there's no way you can play Zimmerman. You can fire some of the Houston bats in the spot. This could be a game stack. That 17-mile-per-hour wind can benefit the Astros just as much, or if not more, than it benefits the Detroit Tigers here in the spot, most certainly. Let's go and check out some park factors so we can get a good look here. Now we got Comerica Park. Yep, fairly neutral spot, man. But with that 17-mile-per-hour wind, man, that's good. That's gonna be lit. I like that one. I do. I like that. Next game we got is gonna be the Cincinnati Reds and the Miami Marlins. Sal Romano 6.6, Vance Worley 4.5. Yo, Sal Romano has been fucking good. He's been pretty decent lately, bro. Let's take a look at what he's been doing over the last few starts. 27 against Miami, against Arizona, that wasn't good, and then that 19 against Colorado in Colorado. But going to Miami, pretty good place to pitch. They've just been hitting very well lately. They haven't been super hot. We didn't get that 22 that we got from them the other night, last night, but it was still a very productive game from them. I mean, we saw cats hit and get on base consistently. 9.5 run total here. The money line is fairly close, -119 and 109. They're both projected to score around 5 runs. I think we can look definitely to the lefty power or the switch hitters for the Cincinnati Reds here. I think that we can also check out some of the lefty bats against Sal Romano. So while I'm going to give it some consideration because I think nobody's going to be on him, Sal Romano here, I'm definitely going to be playing some of the Cincinnati bats. I like them a little bit more than I do. I like Sal Romano a little bit more at the price point than I would to stack Miami. There's a couple of Miami bats that I am gonna like, but I don't think I have to stack them on this slate. I don't think I have to stack them on the slate. Plus, I'm gonna keep letting people chase that 22 for another night. This game we got is the Baltimore Orioles and the Texas Rangers. Oh, let's go and take a look because I want you to see what the Cincinnati Reds do on the road against right-handed pitching. Let's take a look at that. Let's take a look at that because those can be deciding factors, bro. Okay, on the road against righties, 22.6% K rate, 217 ISO. They are hitting for a lot of extra bases when they do hit the ball. 311 WOBA. That's not gonna like wow you out of control, but this is a really nice ISO. This is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th ranked ISO for this situation. I like that. I like that. Give me some Cincinnati tomorrow, definitely. Next game we got is the Baltimore Orioles and the Texas Rangers. Chris Tillman at 5.4, Andrew Cashner 6.5. Yo, 11 run total here. Cashner 15, 10, 24 in his last 3 starts, fairly decent. We know that some cats have had their very best game against the Baltimore Orioles, but they kind of changed it up though. Everybody is hitting except Manny Machado. And Machado was just 3.3 and didn't do shit, and now he's 4.4. I think when he was 3.3, he had like 12 points, I think. Yeah, 10. He was 3.3 and had 10 points. Then was 3.9, had 3. So he's still, now he's 4.4. So let's take a look at what the Texas Rangers do at home against right-handed pitching, and I promise it's gonna blow your mind. 291 ISO, baby. 17.6% K rate, 393 WOBA. Yo, once they are right now the front runner for one of my favorite stacks, bro. And I'm gonna keep playing Beltre. I'm gonna keep playing Beltre because he's gonna keep swinging for the fences to get that record of 3,000 hits. So right now they're the front runner for one of my favorite stacks on the slate, and I love the fact that they are not like completely crazily favored. Negative 140 is the money line for the Rangers. 126 plus for Baltimore is their favorite. They're really great against right-handed pitching at home. So of course the usual suspect, the lefty, is going to be in play here. On the other side against Andrew Cashner, you can play just about anybody you want. Adam Jones has been very hot. Jonathan Scope. Hopefully we get Chris Davis back at 3.8. That's nice. I even like Trey Mancini at 3.6. So as Rudy says it, we can definitely look at this one as a game stack. We look at the 11-run total. We look at them being in a hitter's park. Let's go ahead and take a look at the park factor for Arlington Stadium. 7th, Globe Life is 7th in the league. 114 is going to be the park factor here. That means for every 100 runs scored around the league, 114 base knock or any style home run or runs are being scored. For every 100 homers hit around the league, you're going to get 114 home runs hit here. So definitely a place that you can get in and pretty much sample bats from all around this game. Next game we got is the Cleveland Indians and the Chicago White Sox. Edwin Neves, talk to me, baby. Where you at? That is our resident White Sox enthusiast. Boy, we got 16-mile-per-hour wind going out toward right field and U.S. Cellular. This might be the one, baby. Danny Salazar, 9.5. Derek Holland, 4.8. Have no interest in Derek Holland in this spot. And he's probably going to go out and pitch a freaking gem. You got Danny Salazar at 9.5, man, who had a really nice start last time. How much of us love Salazar? 31.15 in his first game back from injury. And I usually do not play pitchers. I do not play pitchers in their first game back from an injury, man. But I jumped all over him just because the slate was kind of paltry that day. And we all were on him, and he went off. And that was nice. So let's take a look at what the White Sox have done at home against right-handed pitching, which will kind of give us a read on what we can do. Now, check it out. 22.7% K rate here, 192 ISO, 283 WOBA. That means to me they're attackable. Whenever I get a positive in 2 of these spots, if I get a plus 20% K rate and I get a minus 300 WOBA, even if the ISO is up to like 190 to even 200 sometimes, I still feel like I can play a pitcher against them. Edmund has no interest in the Sox. Sign me up. Check, please. Give me some Salazar. I like him at 9.5. We can definitely give him some play. Definitely. Derek Collins a no for me. I will be playing some of the righty power for the Cleveland Indians. Most notably, look at E5. He's been on a tear lately. You look at Austin Jackson has been pretty good. Zimmer has been nice, but he's a lefty. I'll play him though. And also Ramirez has been pretty solid. So yeah, Salazar is in play. Chicago White Sox at home. Give me Salazar. Dig it. Next game we got is going to be Chicago Cubs and the Milwaukee Brewers. Y'all, I'm going to tell you right now, Jose Quintana is the pivot pitcher on the slate. I'm telling you, Jose Quintana is the pivot pitcher on the slate. Right now, from what I'm looking at, if you do not like Quintana, my suggestion is that you play some Milwaukee bats. That if you don't like Quintana, if you have any lineup you have that doesn't have Quintana in it, I would suggest having some Milwaukee bats. Let's take a look at what the Brewers do at home against left-handed pitching. 20.8% K rate, 163 ISO with a 367 WOBA. That 367 WOBA is crazy. That is nice. That is nice. And see, and Rudy brings that up. He says Quintana is good on the road, and that's what we're talking about. We agree that Quintana is good on the road, and people are going to know that. And they love to roster the guy that's been recently hot, and he's been playing pretty decently. So if you don't play him, I mean, I don't think fading him is going to be enough. I think if you don't like Quintana, because he's probably going to be fairly chalky, as chalky as you can be, as a pitcher can be on a 15-game slate. If you don't like Quintana, I don't think it's enough for you to say, hey, I'm just not going to play Quintana. I think you should get some exposure to whatever bat is opposing him. Christopher Reed brings up another point. The game is in Miller Park. It's in Miller Park. And if you check out the park factors here, this is one of the friendliest games, the second best place in regards to park factors. An extreme hitter's park. For every 100 runs scored, you get 107 here. For every 100 homers, you get 118 here. Okay? Milwaukee at home can mash, but they're also second on the. That's right. Exactly, and that's why there's a strong case for both. There's a strong case to play Quintana, which is why he's probably going to be chalk. There's a strong case to play Milwaukee because Quintana being the chalk, you can attack him, bam, and you're ahead of the field. So 75 degrees here, 58 dew point, really solid game, I think. And you've also got Brett Suter at 5.6. And you know what? Let's take a look at the Cubs on the road versus left-handed pitching because I don't think they've been stellar. Actually, they have 19.1% K rate, 211 ISO with a 370 WOBA. That's been very good. That's been very good. And that's 110 plate attempts during the month of July. We have seen the Cubs come out and play a lot better against left-handed pitching. So that kind of takes Brett Suter at 5.6 off of the table for me. I like it. I like it. Next game we got is the Arizona Diamondbacks and the St. Louis Cardinals. He says play Quintana line and Milwaukee line, cover your bases. Exactly. Exactly. We got Robbie Ray at 9.4, Michael Wacha 8.6. Couple good pitchers here. This is an 8-run total. We got 12-mile-per-hour winds in Busch Stadium, which is already a very friendly place for pitchers. We get that wind coming back toward the infield. So I'm thinking, this is where we can get a solid pitcher play on. You look at Robbie Ray at 9.4. Michael Wacha 8.6. Both pitchers have had some decent starts the last couple out. Wacha 11.9 against Chicago. That's the game that they woke up in over the weekend. 42 against the Mets, 25 against Miami, 32 against Washington, and 21 against Cincinnati. Most of those games were at home too. This dude has some really nice home road splits recently. So I at 8.6, man. And then we look at the struggles that we've seen on the road for the Diamondbacks recently, away from Chase, and Michael Wacha could be in play. Let's take a look at what the Diamondbacks have been doing recently on the road versus right-handed pitching. Let's take a look. Okay, 196 ISO, decent, 23.6% K rate, 340 WOBA. They don't look like extremely attackable. They don't look extremely attackable. But I think the fact that you've got Walker, you got Robbie Ray. This could be a low-scoring game. This sneaky. It's sneaky. And the Cardinals are actually favored, -116. The money line is fairly close. That's something else to look at too. You got Robbie Ray at 9.4. Let's take a look at what he's done over the last few starts. 6.45, not good. 17.3 against Cincinnati. 32 against the Dodgers. And this is the guy. He's way better at home than he is on the road. Yeah. Jay Gunn said he likes Ray over Quintana. And I can see why, especially after the performance we had from the Cardinals last night. Yeah, I could see why. I think they were going to come out and play a little bit more spirited though. So I'd look for them to score some runs. And plus you've got a lot of hard hitting righties for the Cardinals here. That's going to be going against Robbie Ray. Me, I would rather go Michael Walker at 8.6 in this spot. I mean, only guy that really like completely scares the shit out of me is Jake Lamb because he's been so quiet lately. Maybe him and Goldie. You know what I mean? Brad says that Walker reminds him of how Nola is pitching. Yes, very confident, throwing hard, challenging. Walker has been like challenging some of the best hitters in the league. You know where, in some spots a pitcher would get to a point, okay, it's a 2-2 count. They get you to try to chase some shit. No, like Nola, Walker, guys like that recently have been challenging. I'm talking about throwing strikes, throwing 1-2 count, throwing a strike with the next pitch. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. And Rudy brings up a big point. If you take away that grand slam, because it was a two-out grand slam, by JD Martinez, it's a different game. It's a completely different game. It's a completely different game. And we're talking about the young kid, like he's great, the Weaver kid, right? So Walker is a guy that's going to be in play for me. Don't really love Ray, but I'm going to highlight him just so we can look more at him when we jump into the line drive at 5. Remember, if you want to be a part of that, bro, you got to get in there, man. At 5, we're going to go through, the batting orders come out, and we're going to break everything down, and we build our own lineups here inside the line drive at 5. If you want to get in there, it's you go to the website, www.dfssweatshop.com. That's where you can get in, and you can be a part of that with us, definitely. So like I said, Busch Stadium, man, very friendly spot for pitchers. We're going to look a little bit closely at this in the line drive at 5. Next game we got is the Minnesota Twins and the Oakland Athletics. Jaime Garcia, the newly acquired Jaime Garcia here at 6.9. Then you've got the Oakland A's, Daniel Gossett, 6.2. I think the A's against lefties might be pretty good at home. Let's take a look at this. Oakland against lefties. No, actually, Oakland is like one of the worst teams in the league at home against left-handed pitching. In 83 attempts, look at that. .059 at the crib against lefties, bro. Oakland is bad at the crib against left-handed pitching. Wow. 249 ISO, 249 WOBA, 059 ISO with a 31.3% K rate. I think that is the highest K rate in the situation of the Dodgers and Miami. Yeah. That's crazy. That's crazy, bro. So Chris Marie says that Jaime Garcia is going to want to make an impression with his new team. And looking over his last few starts, bro, he banged the jack last time, didn't he? 16.95, 27.55. That's decent. That's decent. That's decent. Didn't he pitch? Yeah, let's see if he pitched in Oakland yet. Let's see. No, he didn't pitch in Oakland this year yet. No. That's American League. So Daniel Gossett 6.2. There was a time when I would just attack Minnesota. I'm gonna take a look at what they do on the road versus righties. Check them out. Not great. 23.7% K rate, 133 ISO with a 297 WOBA. That means if they have to do it, they will be attackable. So I'm gonna highlight Garcia and Gossett in this spot. 9 run total here. We are in the O, which is very friendly to pitchers actually. All I'm saying, Oakland just faced the pitcher Estrada, who threw only 2 pitch types and still couldn't put the bat on the ball. Right. So yeah, Garcia's in play. Garcia's in play for me. So like I said, the Park Factor are going to tell you that the O is a very good place for pitching, I believe. Let's take a look. Yep. 24th ranked here. Negative 87 is the park factor. For every 100 home runs, you get 81. For every 100 runs, you get 94. Good. I'm all good there. I do like some pitching in that spot. Next game you got is the San Francisco Giants and the LA Dodgers. You got Matt Moore, 5.7. Alex Wood, 11.7. Yo, Wood was not very good last time against Atlanta. Negative 3.3. But before that, man, 23, 36, 28, 26, 27. Very solid in his 5 starts previous. Matt Moore is a bum, 5.7. How much is Garcia? Garcia is at 6.7, no, 6.9, which is a good price. Jaime is 6.9. And see, this is what we love, bro. We're going to get the bats we want and the pitching that we can afford. This is what we love. All right, so Alex Wood, can't really get behind him, man. You know, let's take a look at what the Giants do on the road versus lefties. It can't be great, though. It just can't because they're the Giants, and they just haven't been awesome. 114 ISO here, 18% K rate. They still don't strike out a lot. 317 WOBA, 11.7. I would rather have a better. I would rather have a better matchup at 11.7. Do I think that Alex Wood can throw 11 Ks against the Giants? No, I don't think so. And for that reason, I wouldn't play Alex Wood. Now, Matt Moore, let's take a look at what the Dodgers have done at home against left-handed pitching. I think they've been pretty good recently. Good Lord. Look at that. At home ISO against left-handed pitching, man, 237, 333 WOBA. That K rate is high as a bitch, 32.4%. But guess what? He's not a pitcher. He's not a pitcher that can exploit that. Matt Moore is not a pitcher that can exploit the fact that the Dodgers in the month of July have a 32.4% swing and strike rate. He can't exploit that. Okay, he can't exploit that. So I'm definitely going to be on some of the Dodgers bats here. It's a late game. They're the Dodgers. Shout out to Dylan Zink. Nobody's going to want to play them because the game is so late. Everybody is so impatient and they want to win their money at 8 o'clock. They're not going to look and wait to pay for those Dodger bats. I'm going to be on them. No Alex Wood for me. Next game, we got the Pittsburgh Pirates and the San Diego Padres. Bro, the Padres are not the same Padres, bro. They're not. 8.5 run total. We got Danielson Lamet, 7.3. A guy that I like to play. I kind of like to play him. Let's take a look at what he's done over his last 2 starts, though. 21.6 against San Fran. That was in San Fran, actually. 8.2 against Colorado in Colorado. 3 in a very tough one in Progressive Field against Cleveland. But at home against Atlanta, 32. At home against Detroit, 17. So the home splits are pretty prevalent here. You see 23 at home against Chicago. Dude is not bad, and he may get run support against Chad Kuhl at 6.3, 7.5, 17.95, 9.7, 16.3. Yo, Kuhl was supposed to be decent on the road in Colorado and just was not. Edwin Nees in bold cap says, I love Chad Kuhl tomorrow. And it could be a situation, now that, you know, Edwin brings it up, that, man, everybody's like, man, the Padres are looking really good, man. They're just knocking the ball all around the park. And then you go and you look at what they do at home against right-handed pitching, and you see that in terms of K rate, they're 11th in the league, 22.8% K rate, 179 ISO with a 333 WOBA. That's something that you can exploit. Actually, you can attack that. And I'll highlight Chad Kuhl. And looking at Danielson Lamet, Pittsburgh I think they're really good on the road against righties, man. I think they are. On the road against right-handed pitching, Pittsburgh, 19.9% K rate, 144 ISO, 312 WOBA. No, they're not. They're not. That's another guy that I'm gonna take a look at too. I'm gonna take a look at him as well. This game, of course, is in Petco Park. I believe that is a fairly friendly park to pitchers anyway, so that could help. That could definitely help there. Let's check out Petco Park. Yeah, 28th in the league, man. Negative 86. So this is definitely a spot that you can look for pitching. You can look for pitching in this spot. Last game on the slate is the New York Mets and the Seattle Mariners. You got Rafael Montero, who I will not play. You have Ariel Miranda, who I also will not play. You've got a huge ballpark in Safeco Field. You've got a negative 155 in favor of the Seattle Mariners in terms of the money line. You've got plus 136 for the Mets here. The Mets against lefties on the road. Let's take a look and see what that means for them. 177 ISO, 25% K rate with 336 WOBA. They're usable. They're usable. Seattle at home against righties. Let's take a look at that. You're gonna get a 22% K rate for them, 142 ISO, 277 WOBA. Don't really love this game at all too much. Really don't. I may pick a one-off or something. A guy that I like, maybe some Robinson Cano against Montero, and on the other side, maybe some Cespedes against Ariel Miranda. Outside of that, don't really love a lot about this game. So, we went through, man, broke down the entirety of the slate, man, and came up with some decent statistics too. I hope you were taking notes and writing those things down. So let's go ahead and I'm gonna blow through my favorite pitchers right now, guys. I'm gonna be talking about, and then once we get inside the first class, we can really chop it up. Once those lineups come out, the batting orders come out, and we can really get to it there. So Danny Salazar is the highest priced pitcher so far on the slate that we like. Robbie Ray, somebody I'm considering, Michael Waka, Masahiro Tanaka, Tanner Rourke. Weather concerns may have that limited. Danielson Lamet, Jaime Garcia, Sal Romano, Chad Cool, maybe some Daniel Gossett. Those are the guys that I like. Chris Marie says Ray and Salazar. Brad says Waka all night. And what I'm going to end up doing, man, is condensing my pitcher pool to about 4 pitchers, man, and rolling them out. So, yo, thank you all so much, man, for being a part of the first class. This has been your host, the DFS Jerusalem. And you can follow me, of course, on Twitter at DFS Jerusalem. Bridwell Garcia with Houston LA Dodgers bats for me right now. I like that coming from the homie Rhino DFS. Pretty solid. So, yo, thank y'all so much, man, for tuning in, man. And, yo, like, subscribe, comment, share, participate in the poll that I put out, man. I'm going to throw a poll out on Twitter that's going to ask you who's going to be the gang stack of the night. Participate and don't just vote, but share it. Make sure other people do it. We want to see what's happening. We want to gauge the pulse of the entire industry, baby. So for now, this has been your DFS Jerusalem, man. You can follow me on Twitter at DFS Jerusalem. Peace. If you're on DraftKings, keep it 200. If you're on FanDuel, keep it 250. You're rocking with the best. So I know you're always keeping it 300. Peace.